Hi, I'm Kim, and welcome to a gentle yoga class. Be sure and listen to your body during the class, and if you need to take a break, just go into child's pose or some other comfortable resting pose and focus on your breath, because that's one of the most important parts of yoga is the breathing. So, before we get started, if you have a yoga block or a pillow or a bolster, something if you want to try elevating your hips. I'm sitting on a yoga block. Sometimes elevating your hips above your knees can get your pelvis into better alignment for your spine. And but it's different for everybody. So let's get into a comfortable seated position. And then once you're seated comfortably, think about sitting well. Think about a nice long, tall spine, long neck. The neck tends to be tilted forward, so try pressing your head back against your hand like you're putting your head against your headrest in your car to get your neck into really good alignment. Then you want to roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And then let's just listen to our breath for a few moments. Your palms can be face down for relaxation, face up for a little more energizing. You can gaze gently at the floor or close your eyes. And just listen to your breath. And if it's short or shallow, try and lengthen your inhales and exhales to what's comfortable for you. Maybe a count of 4 on an inhale, 6 on an exhale. Just whatever's comfortable for you. And try and breathe in and out through your nose. Tap into your parasympathetic nervous system. On your next inhale, if your eyes are closed, open them, and look over your right shoulder very slowly, and look a little further than you would normally look when you look over your shoulder. Maybe do a little nod. And then look back to center, and look over your left shoulder. Again, a little bit further than you would normally look. Maybe a little nod. And back to center and to your right. And center and left. And center. One more to the right. And center and left. And come back to center. And then take your right arm behind you, bending your elbow, take your arm behind you, and then reach with your left hand and grasp your right wrist. And then do a little tug to the left, and then lay your left ear to your left shoulder. And maybe drop your hands down a little bit down your back. Play around with it to get a nice neck stretch. And take a breath. And then release your arms and hands and bend your left elbow, take your left hand behind, and then grasp it with your right hand. And again, play around with it. Maybe drop your hands a little bit, look up a little bit. And then release. And let's do some slow shoulder rolls, inhaling up, back, and down. You could use your whole arm if that feels good. And change direction. And then come to stillness, and on an inhale, raise both your ears up to your shoulders. Exhale, release. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. One more, up. And release. And then tense your fingers out by your sides, and let's start connecting our breath to our movement. Inhaling, reaching all the way up. Exhaling down. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more, up. Exhale down. Now inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold over to your right. A gentle fold. Inhale back to center. Exhale to your left. And back to center. Do a few of these at your own speed with your own breath. Inhaling at center. Exhaling in the fold. And do one more each side. Now inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, twist your torso to the right and lower your hands. And inhale back to center. Exhale, twist to the left and then lower your hands. Inhale back to center. Do a few of these at your own speed again with your own breath. And do one more each side. And then come to center and reach up, inhaling, and then exhale and reach like you're climbing a rope. Really reaching with your sides, real big, slow reaches. And then come to stillness and bring your arms out by your side. Take an inhale. Exhale, bring your right arm over your left arm and cross them for eagle arms. Just is what's comfortable for you for eagle arms. And then once you're positioned, press your hands up a little more towards the ceiling so you get a really good back shoulder stretch. And then once you're positioned, try and look at the wall in the distance beyond your hands. Your hands should be in front of you. I'm trying to kind of get mine to the side so I can see you and you can see me. Take a breath. Then inhale, release. Exhale, bring your left arm over your right arm and cross them for eagle arms on this side. And again, press your hands a little more towards the ceiling. And this time, try and focus on your wrists up close to you. If you feel like you're going to cross your eyes, though, stop. It's a good eye exercise, though, to focus on different distances. And inhale, release your arms, take them behind you, and clasp your hands, bend your elbows, take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your arms, expand your chest. And inhale, bring your arms in front of you and reverse your arch of your back and exhale. And inhale, reach up. Exhale, lower down. And if you're elevated on something at this point, please come down off of it if you're comfortable. If you need to stay on it, that's fine too. And then if your ankles are crossed one direction, cross them the other direction. Another little brain test. Then inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, hinge at your hips, flat back, forward fold. And take a couple of breaths here. And use your hands to walk yourself back up and straighten your legs out in front of you and flex your feet, activate your legs with a little bit of tension. Sit up nice and tall on your sits bones, lift yourself up with your hands, sit back down. Then inhale, reach up. Exhale, hinge at your hips, flat back, forward fold, as far as you can go with a flat back. And breathe. And then use your hands to walk yourself back up and take your right foot across your left leg. And you can either stay here for the next movement, or you can bend your left knee and bring your left foot kind of behind you, right here. So either way is good, straight leg or bent leg. And then once you're positioned, inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist your torso to the right this time and lower your hands. And we're going to stay here this time for a few breaths. So make small adjustments. Maybe try and twist just a little bit more on the exhale. And look back over your left shoulder towards the front of the room. And then back over your right shoulder. And then reverse your twist to the other side. And then come back to center. And then straighten your legs out again in front of you. Give them a little shake. And then take your left foot across your right leg. And again, you can stay here for the twist or bend your right knee. Bring your right foot behind you. And then once you're situated, inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, twist your torso to the left this time. Lower your hands. Take some nice, deep, nourishing inhales and cleansing exhales. Trying to twist just a little bit more on an exhale. And then look back over your right shoulder towards the front of the room. And back over your left shoulder. And then reverse your twist. And then come back to center. And take your legs out in front of you again. Give them a little shake. And then bring your feet around and come up on your knees. And straighten your left leg. You're going to be mirroring each other like you're looking in a mirror. And then inhale, reach up with your right arm. And exhale over for gate pose. And then inhale up and over with that arm and down to the mat and up and over with your other arm. Really press with your foot into the mat, reach with your fingertips to really lengthen your side. Keep your arm back over your head as much as possible and breathe. Then on the inhale, make big, slow circles with your arm one direction. You could come back with your arm behind you a little bit if that feels good. Open up. And then change direction. And come to stillness, and on another inhale, come up one more time with your right arm. Exhale over. And then up and over and change knees. And then you'll have your right leg straightened. Inhale, reach up with your left arm. Exhale over. Inhale up and over into the mat with your left hand, up and over with your right arm. Take a nice breath here. Lengthen your side. And then on an inhale, do big slow circles. One direction. Again, you could go back with your arm if that feels good. And change direction. Come up one more time. Inhale up with your left arm. Exhale over. And inhale up and over with that arm to both of your knees. And take an inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, lean back, keeping your back straight. Just lean back a little bit or a little bit more if it feels good for you, just whatever level is comfortable for you to exhale back. Just not too far. Inhale up, exhale back. About a 45-degree angle if you can. Inhale up, last time. Exhale back. And inhale up, and then bring your hands back to rest on the back of your hips. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down. And then gently pressing your hands against your hips. A gentle upper back bend camel. And breathe. And then inhale back up and over into tabletop. And in tabletop, if you want to give your wrists a break, or if your wrists are bothering you, instead of having your hands like this, you can make fists, but just keep your thumb on the outside of your fist so you don't hurt your thumb. And then you can just press it like this. So it's a nice change sometimes. And then once you're positioned in tabletop, take an inhale and lift your head and your tailbone towards the ceiling and expand your abdominal muscles, your torso for cow. Try not to compress your lower back. Inhale into cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. Do a few of these at your own speed with your own breath. Inhaling in cow. Exhaling in cat. And then come to stillness, and we're going to transition from cow into cat through child's pose. So from cow, we're going to inhale, exhale into cat, and then back into child's pose. Inhale up into cow, exhale into cat, back into child's pose. One more, up into cow, exhale into cat, back into child's pose. And then let's stay here for a couple of breaths and enjoy child's pose. If you have any discomfort in your pelvic area, your hip area, you could separate your legs just a little bit. Not wide knees or anything, but just separate it to create a little more space to settle down in. And then look up at between your hands and walk them over to the right side of your mat. And place your left hand on top of your right hand and take a breath. And then walk your hands back to the center of the mat, over to the left side. Place your right hand on top of your left hand and take a breath. then walk your hands back to center and press back up into tabletop. And then straighten your left leg, flex your foot, really press your heel towards the wall behind you. Just get a good calf stretch and take a breath. And rock a little up on your tippy toe, inhaling and exhaling. And then bring your left knee back to the mat and straighten your right leg. Really press that heel towards that back wall and breathe. And then again, rock up and down on your tippy toes and back down. Get a good toe stretch. And then lift your right leg straight up and your left arm straight out. Really reach with your fingertips of your hand, press with your heel, take a breath, and exhale, lower them to the mat. And lift your right arm, left leg. Really reach with your fingertips, press with your heel, lengthen your back, and exhale, lower down. Left arm, right leg, and down. We're not staying up long, so really maximize the benefit. Reach and press, right arm, left leg, and down. Left arm, right leg, and down. Left leg, right arm, and down. Now, place your left hand closer to the center of your mat. And then on an inhale, reach up with your right arm. And exhale dynamically through for thread the needle. Inhale up. Exhale through. One more, up and through. And then we're going to stay here for a breath or two. So make small adjustments. Maybe walk your left hand further up the mat and use it to press your hips a little further back. If you like to take a bind, you could reach up with your left arm, lay it across your back, wrap it around your hip, and breathe. And next, inhale. If you're in a bind, release your bind. Press your left hand to the mat. And then reach up one more time with your right arm for a twist. And exhale your right hand to the mat. Then bring your right hand closer to the center of the mat. Reach up with your left arm. Exhale through dynamically. Inhale up. Exhale through. Inhale up. Exhale, lower your hand back. Exhale, thread your arm through. And then we're going to stay here for a few breaths. So again, make small adjustments. Walk your right hand further up the mat to use it to press your hips a little further back. If you like to take a bind, you could reach up and around with your right arm, lay it across your back, wrap it around your hip. And breathe. On your next inhale, if you're in a bind, release your bind, press your right hand onto the mat again. reach up with your left arm. One more time. And exhale, lower your hands to the mat. Now, walk your hands up to the top corners of your mat. Walk your knees back a little so they stay under your hips and melt down into puppy pose. And then look between your hands on your next inhale and slide forward onto your stomach for Sphinx pose. And once you're positioned for Sphinx, with your elbows under your shoulders, your legs can be separated a little bit if you have any back discomfort, but separate your fingertips wide so you can really grip the mat. And then once you're situated for Sphinx, use your fingertips to shrug yourself forward on your hips just a little bit more, so you get a little more abdominal activation. And you can do anything you like with your head while we're here for a few breaths. You can look around, you can look down, just try not to drop your shoulders. You could try shrugging alternate shoulders forward just a little bit. See how that feels. And if you're moving, come to stillness and then lower all the way down to your stomach. And for locust pose, we want our arms by our sides. And on an inhale, we're going to lift up into locust, lifting both our arms and our legs and bringing your shoulder blades together and breathing a few breaths and then releasing. So inhale up and breathe. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. One more, up. Exhale, release. Now make a pillow for your head with your hands and bring your toes together and drop your heels out for crocodile pose. And you can stay still in crocodile pose or rock your hips a little. When you breathe here so deeply, you should feel that your back lifts up, fills up with air and lifts up. Now let's press back up into tabletop. And then step through with your right foot. So you are on your left knee. And then once you're here, situated, inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, twist your torso to the left, straighten your arms. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to your right. Inhale to center. Exhale to your left. And center. And right. And center. And left. And center. And right. Then inhale at center. Exhale, go a little deeper into a lunge and let your arms lower to about 45-degree angle. Inhale up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale up. Now we're going to inhale into the lunge and exhale back. into a hamstring stretch. Inhale, lunge. Exhale, back. One more, lunge. And back. And then hold it here for a breath or two. So if you're not already flexing your foot, flex it. You could even flex it and point it a few times. Try and flatten your back just a little bit more. And then on your next inhale, come forward onto your right foot and walk it over to the left side of your mat and lower your knee down for pigeon. And in pigeon, your back leg can be straight or bent to any degree, and it's the same effect if it's bent or straight. So find your comfortable position for pigeon, and one of the most important things about pigeon is that your hips are level, so that when you raise your hands, you don't tip over. So if you tip over on this side, you want to put something under your right hip to support yourself, like a blanket, a bolster, a pillow. And then take an inhale, and exhale, slowly lower down. We're going to stay here for a few breaths, so make small adjustments. Flex your right foot that's closest to you if you're not already. Try and lower your left hip closer to the mat. Next inhale, press yourself back up and then back into tabletop. And let's go back into child's pose for a breath or two. In child's pose, your arms can be above your head or back by your sides for a different version. And then inhale back up into tabletop and bring your left foot through to be on your right knee. And inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, twist your torso to the left, straighten your arms. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist to your right, straighten your arms. Back to center and left and center and right. Center and left. Center and right. Then inhale, center. Exhale, go deep into a lunge. Lower your arms about 45 degrees. Inhale, up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, up. Exhale, lunge. Inhale, up. Then we're going to inhale into the lunge and exhale back to hamstring stretch. And lunge and stretch. And lunge and back. And then we're going to hold it here for a breath or two. So again, make small adjustments. Flex your left foot if you're not already. And breathe. And next inhale, come forward onto your left foot and walk it over to the right side of your mat and lower your knee down for pigeon on this side. And then decide if your back leg needs to be bent or straight. It can be different on each side. And if you check your balance on this side and you tip over, you need to put something under your left hip. And once you're situated, take an inhale. Exhale, slowly lower down. And we're going to be here for a few breaths again, so make small adjustments with your flexing your left foot that's closest to you, trying to lower your right hip closer to the mat. And next inhale, press yourself back up and back into tabletop. And from tabletop, bring your right foot through and then your left foot up to meet it for a forward fold. Then bend your right knee, keep your right hand on the mat, reach up with your left arm for a twist. Grasp your left ankle if you can. Exhale, lower your left hand to the mat, bend your left knee, reach up with your right arm for a twist. Grasp your right ankle if you can. And exhale your right hand to the mat. Then bend your knees if you need to, flat back, hinge at your hips. Inhale, reach all the way up to the sky. Exhale, a little right bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, a little left bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, hands heart center. Okay, well, let's establish a good solid Tadasana before we move along. You want your feet about hip width apart. You want to lift all your toes off the mat and then slowly lower them down. Pinky toe first, then all the other toes as slowly as you can. Come up on your tippy toes and down. So you should feel all the parts of your feet. Want a little tension in your legs. Nice neutral pelvis, not tilted forwards or backwards. And your torso you want nice and lifted. So reach up like you're reaching for the top shelf of the closet. Lower your arms. And then your shoulders you want to roll up, back, and down, because that takes your neck too into really good alignment. And then your hands can be relaxed. Let's just take a few breaths here to enjoy this nice, strong Tadasana or mountain pose. Bring your feet a little closer together. And on an inhale, let's come up on our tippy toes and reach for the sky. Exhale down into chair with prayer hands. Inhale up. Exhale, Anjali Mudra hands. Inhale up, last time. Exhale to chair, and then we're going to stay here. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist your torso to the left. Prop your elbow. Inhale back to center, twist to your right. Back to center. And then sit a little deeper. Inhale, reach up for the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, flat back, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands heart center. Okay, before we move along, if you have yoga blocks, if you'll please place them at each end of your yoga mat. And I invite you to, at this point, to turn your mat sideways instead of lengthwise if you don't already have it sideways, or just come off of your mat so you can face me for the movement portion. And we're going to start in Tadasana. I'm going to inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hinge at the hips. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold to your left. We're going to be mirroring again. Inhale, center. Exhale, fold to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, separate your feet, bring your arms out for goddess. Pose. Then inhaling goddess, exhale into five-pointed star. Inhale goddess, exhale five-pointed star. Inhale goddess, exhale five-pointed star. Last time. Inhale goddess. This time exhale, lower your arms, shift your right hip out, reach with your left arm over into triangle. And this is a great place to try a block if you have one, if you don't usually use a block, or you can just modify and not use a block. Just go to the position that's best for you for triangle. Then inhale over into pyramid. Again, a great place for a block. Then up into high lunge. And over into extended side angle. Then inhale over to the other side for extended side angle. Now your right knee should be bent. Your left arm should be over your head. Then inhale into high lunge. Exhale over into pyramid. Open into triangle. Inhale up into five-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, bring your hands and feet together. Lower to forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, five-pointed star. And take an inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, five-pointed star. And goddess. Five-pointed star. And goddess. And five-pointed star, then exhale, lower your arms, shift your right hip over into triangle. Into pyramid. Into high lunge. And over into extended side angle. Then inhale over to the other side for extended side angle. Into high lunge. Over into pyramid. And open into triangle. Inhale to five-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, feet together, hands together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold to your left. Inhale, center. Exhale to your right. Inhale, center. Exhale, five-pointed star. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Five-pointed star and goddess. Five-pointed star and goddess. Five-pointed star into triangle. Into pyramid. Into high lunge. into extended side angle. Inhale to the other side for extended side angle. Into high lunge. Over into pyramid. And open into triangle. Inhale, five-pointed star. Exhale, goddess. Inhale, feet together, hands together. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands, heart center. Good. Now let's separate your feet to just beyond your shoulder width for standing straddle. And then take your arms behind and clasp your hands. Bend your elbows, take an inhale, exhale, flat back, hinge at your hips, forward fold. Straighten your arms. Then release your hands to the mat. And press your hands into the mat for a breath. And keep your right hand on the mat. Reach up with your left arm for a twist. And exhale, lower your left hand to the mat. Reach up with your right arm for a twist. Then exhale, lower your right hand to the mat. Then bring your feet in about half the distance they are. Scooch them in and then lower down for squat pose or malasana. And your heels can be off of the mat. They could be on a prop of some sort if you need. Take a few breaths. Check your spine. Pay attention to it, that it's nice and long. And breathe. Do a little rocking side to side. Now, then place your hands on the mat. Press your hips up to a forward fold. Then bend your knees, flat back, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands, heart center. Okay, and move your blocks out of the way. And ground down into your left foot, meaning put all your weights. You can lift your right foot off the mat and balance. And then take your right leg straight in front of you, not very high, just off of the floor a little bit. And take a breath. Exhale, lower your right leg and take it out by your side. And lift it a little higher if you can. Take a breath. And exhale, lower your right leg and take it behind you. It doesn't have to be very high at all. Take a breath. And exhale, bring your right leg through and up to the front. Raise your knee if you can. Take a breath. And exhale, lower your right foot to the mat. And then shake it out a little bit. And then ground down into your right foot. Put all your weight in your right foot so you can lift your left foot. And straighten your left foot in front of you, left leg. Take a breath. Exhale your left leg down and out to the side. Lift it up a little bit higher if you can. And breathe. Exhale, lower the left leg and bring it to the back. And then exhale, bring your left leg through to the front and up if you can. Bend your knee. And exhale, lower your foot to the mat. It's a good little balance practice. Simple but powerful. So let's sit down on the mat and do a few back rolls. And come to stillness from one of your back rolls in Navasana or boat pose. And once you've found your boat pose, nice little tension in your abdominal muscles, take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your legs and lower back just a little bit. Inhale up, exhale back. One more, up and back. And take another breath. And exhale, lower your legs to the mat. Bring your hands behind your hips and press up into reverse plank. And if reverse plank is not accessible, you could do reverse tabletop. And take a couple of breaths. Your head, you can look at your straight up at the ceiling or your toes, but try not to let your head fall back. And breathe. Then exhale, lower your hips to the mat and recline for bridge pose. And we're going to do a few anterior-posterior hip rotations before we do bridge to get our hips in the proper positioning for bridge. So on an inhale, let your chest expand and rise up, and that takes your hips into an anterior tilt. When you exhale, flatten your back to the mat and your hips tilt into a posterior tilt. Then you inhale, anterior tilt, exhale, posterior tilt. Inhale, anterior, exhale, posterior. And then hold it while you have your hips in the posterior tilt. That's the best position for bridge. Then inhale up into bridge. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale up. Exhale halfway down. Inhale up. Exhale slowly all the way down. Let's do those hip rotations again. Inhaling into anterior tilt. Exhaling posterior. Just do a few at your own speed with your own breath. Anterior and posterior. And then the next time you're in a posterior tilt, hold it there. And then let's inhale up into bridge. Exhale, lower halfway down. Inhale up. Exhale halfway. And up. Exhale all the way down. Good. At the next bridge, we're going to hold for a few breaths. So if you're comfortable, you can roll your shoulders under your back and clasp your hands, or not. So let's inhale up and breathe. And on your next exhale, if your shoulders are tucked under your back, untuck them, unclasp your hands, and slowly roll down, one vertebrae at a time. Good. Then bring your feet straight above you for a waterfall. And then do some flexing and pointing of your feet. Just big, slow flexes and points. And roll your ankles one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness and try and take the soles of your feet and face them towards each other and away from each other. Towards each other and away from each other. Towards and away. It's kind of a different movement. Let's do one more. And then let's do big, slow bicycles. One direction. And change direction. And come to stillness. Then open your legs into a triangle. You can use your hands to apply a little pressure inside your thighs to get a little more of a stretch. Take a breath. And
bring your feet back together. With your legs together and your feet together, make small circles, one direction. And change direction. And then come to stillness and give your legs a good shake. Shake them. Shake everything up. And then come to stillness. And bend your knees and bring your peace fingers between your big toe and your second toes for a happy baby. And you can either stay still in happy baby, or you can rock. You could have bent knees, or you could have straight legs. You could have one leg straight, one knee bent. Just play around. And breathe. Then bring your knees together for hug knees. You could either do tight hug knees and grasp your elbows and stay kind of still. Or you could do a looser hug knees, grasping your shins. And you could do small circles with your legs together to massage your back. And if you're making circles, come to stillness. And if you're in a tight hug knees, release the tight hug knees and grasp your knees with your hands. And then let your knees both fall out to the sides and then come around to make a circle, coming back up and around, making separate circles, one direction. Big, slow circles. And come to stillness and change direction. Good. Then come to stillness and keep your right knee hugged to your chest and straighten your left leg. Then alternate. Bring in your left knee, straighten your right leg. And alternate. Bring in your right knee. And alternate. And alternate. And alternate. Then bring your right foot to the mat and place your left ankle above your right knee. Rest it there. And then reach through either behind your thigh or through to your shin for a reclining figure four, whichever is comfortable for you. And if you're grasping your shin, then press your shin up towards the ceiling a little bit more. Flex your feet in whichever position you're in. And if you're reaching behind your thigh, you could use your left elbow to press a little bit, to press your left leg out a little bit. And breathe. Put your head on the mat, shoulders relaxed. And then release your right foot to the mat and switch. Place your left foot on the mat, bring your right ankle above your left knee, and then decide what's right for you on this reclining figure four. It can be different. Then release your left foot to the mat and take both feet to the mat. And then lift your hips up and shift them a little bit to the left. Get your spine in really good alignment for a twist. And then set them back down on the mat. Straighten your right leg. Take your left knee across for a twist. And reach behind with perpendicular with your left arm. Look back over your left shoulder. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. So try and lower your left shoulder closer to the mat with exhales. Maybe apply a little pressure on the outside of your left knee with your right hand. Bring it closer to the mat. And then roll back onto your back again. With both feet on the mat, lift your hips up a little, shift them to the right this time, and lower them. Then straighten your left leg, take your right knee across, and reach out perpendicular behind yourself with your right arm. And breathe. Maybe try lowering your right shoulder closer to the mat. Apply a little pressure with your left hand on the outside of your right knee. Bring it closer to the mat. And then roll onto your back again. And straighten your legs full length, your arms above you. And on an inhale, take a nice full body stretch. Inhale, stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, release. We're going to take a very short savasana. So for the next few moments, just try not to think about anything. If you have a thought, acknowledge it and then dismiss it. And roll over onto your side. So you can assimilate your practice and thank your body for doing yoga today. Then come up into a comfortable seated position. And I hope you feel great. And I encourage you, if you can, to take a little bit more of a savasana, be it 5 minutes, 10 minutes to half hour. Be well worth it. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and to see you again in the future. And I do appreciate any comments, feedback, or suggestions. So I hope to see you again. Namaste.